Poland has outright announced that it wants to give some of its Leopard 2 main battle tanks to Ukraine as part of an international effort to bolster Kiev's armored forces in the continued effort to thwart Russia's invasion. While there has been much talk recently of providing advanced Western tanks to Ukraine, this is finally a concrete move in that direction. Although such a transfer still hinges upon approval from Germany, the original source of the Leopard 2s in question. Moreover, momentum does now seem to be building behind an international coalition to send Western main battle tanks to Ukraine, with the United Kingdom too having confirmed that it's considering sending some of its own Challenger 2s. Poland has, in the recent past, raised the possibility of supplying Leopard 2s, manufactured by Munich-based Krauss-Maffei Wegmann, KMW, to Ukraine, with the procurement of 250 M1 at 2 EP-3 Abrams tanks from the United States, 180 K2 Black Panther tanks from South Korea, and plans to build hundreds more K2s locally. Poland's fleet of around 250 Leopard 2 F4 and Leopard 2 F5 tanks, which are also undergoing upgrades, will increasingly become surplus to requirements. Speaking today during a visit to Lviv in Ukraine, Poland's President Andrzej Duda provided the most definitive statement on the matter so far, saying that a company of Leopard tanks for Ukraine will be transferred as part of building an international coalition. Such a decision is already in Poland, Duda added in the Polish version of the same statement that was issued by his office in Warsaw. This, however, sounds as if the Polish president is still hedging the plan somewhat, not least because the final say on the transfer will need to come from Germany, where the government would have to issue a re-export authorization. A typical Polish tank company reportedly consists of a command section and 3 platoons. Each platoon has 4 tanks, and the command section has 2 more, for a total of 14. Berlin so far has been unwilling to commit to approving the supply of Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine, although it has promised to provide Kyiv with other arms, including Marder infantry fighting vehicles. The specific mention of an international coalition is something we have also heard before from Polish officials. Poland can hand over Leopards only in a coalition of countries, Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki told reporters last Saturday, noting that negotiations were underway about establishing just such a grouping of countries. A coalition of this kind would very likely consist of other European nations that are similarly willing to offer their Leopard 2s or ammunition and spare parts for them to Ukraine. In that way, the fact that Poland has, so far, offered to transfer such a small number of tanks would not be an issue, with this token transfer being used to start a larger effort to supply tanks of the same type. As well as Poland, Leopard 2s in different variants are currently also fielded by the Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Norway, Portugal, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden, and Turkey, all of which have previously supplied different kinds of heavy weaponry to Ukraine since the full-scale Russian invasion last February. With that in mind, the Leopard 2 is unique in that so many allied countries use and support it. Limiting the types of new tanks arriving would help Ukraine focus its sustainment efforts. Already, the small groups of different combat vehicles that it's received have created a logistics problem. Western MBTs like the Leopard 2 are even more complex.